All too often, we're trying to sound right instead of trying to sound real. And this is definitely getting in the way. I know it has for me, and I'm sure it is for you too. It's getting in the way of how we are being seen by people. The other day, a really good friend of mine, really, really talented, massively cool coach, put out an offer. It was a great and incredible and amazing, oh my gosh, I want that kind of offer. I mean, to the point where you're like looking at, if I needed to take out a second mortgage on my house, I would do that to get this offer. Yes, it was that cool of an offer. But it was only available for like a couple of days. And only during this time frame, which is fine. People that are doing specials, they absolutely do that. And I went round and round and round with it. And I even talked to their support staff about the possibilities of, could we do this kind of a payment arrangement? What could we work out? How could we make this work? I went round and round and round with being into this program. I wanted it so bad, because I believed in what I thought it was going to do for me. And the truth of the matter is, in this particular case, I wasn't able to completely get it together in the way that needed to be so that I could. And sadly, unfortunately, I had to let that go. And I went through a couple of days of almost grief and mourning. I know it sounds sad, it's just a program, but I really did. But here's what came back to my mind. There are all kinds of systems, there are all kinds of programs and all kinds of stuff out there. And I have chased so many of them. I've spent enormous amounts of money on people's programs. And I'm grateful for every single one of them, so I'm not complaining. But often when we follow those programs and we create all the things that we should, that are supposed to work, what we end up finding out is that in the end, they're not really working. And we don't really know why. And I had to stop in this particular case and really reflect why. Why is it that it feels like every time I do that, something just isn't quite right? And from that, boy, glad to have you here with us. What I learned was people aren't really looking for us to get the program, the system, powerfully right. They want us to be real and they want us to be visible. And I wasn't being real and visible. I was being visible. I was doing, I was creating a lot of noise. But I wasn't just really living in the heart and soul and core of who I am. And it felt because it was not. And it was one thing to some days, we fresh out of the shower, but other days, some days I will make up crazy words to the point that I will possibly say it's working because I'm just being real. I'm just being good. And I've learned to laugh about something and to move away and just simply show up and be myself. Question for you, I'd love to hear your response to this. You are feeling something that should be, that was, that you were guaranteed it was coming. And it didn't feel Should have worn just this. Thanks so much.